want to rest.
There we go. Okay.
You want to have your head resting down. Okay, could you tilt the, yeah, a little bit.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's perfect, because then I can see your breathing.
Okay, good.
Okay, Jenna, we're going to do a regression now. And we're going to go back to your childhood and to that recurring dream that you had over and over many times. What you remember about the dream is that you're in an area where it's completely dark, and you see the darkness closing in on the one object that you see, which is a flower. And you see the darkness closing in on it until it's almost obliterated, and then you would wake up. So that's been sort of a mystery for you. And you've wondered about that all these years, especially since that dream kept happening over and over. So we're going to go back to your childhood and have you be there having that dream for the first time. And we'll go on from there. So in order to do this, you're going now into a nice state of deep relaxation. So you're settled now with your head supported, your neck supported, and your entire body supported all the way down through the tips of your toes. So now is the time to really rest fully, resting back and down into all that nice softness and cushions and furniture underneath you and behind you. Really trusting the weight of your body to being completely supported from those supports under and behind. Allowing your body to feel as if it is heavier and heavier as it becomes more and more relaxed. And have the nice sense of resting, easing, sinking back and down into the support under and behind you. And as your body is resting more and more, bring your awareness now to your own head, allowing your head also to feel heavier and heavier, with a sense of sinking more into the support of the cushions, knowing that they're right there and they will stay right there, so that you can trust all the weight of your body and your neck and your head to being fully supported. And with your head, enjoy the nice feeling of resting, easing, sinking into the support under and behind it. And while your head is resting more and more, bring your awareness now to your own forehead, allowing your forehead to feel very clear, open, relaxed, and receptive. Receptive to noticing all the sights and sounds and thoughts and feelings and sensations, to all the aspects of that recurring dream that we're going to revisit the first one of in your childhood. And now be aware of your eyes and the nice feeling of your eyes resting beneath your eyelids. Being aware now of the muscles of your cheeks, allowing the muscles of your cheeks to soften and to relax. Being aware now of the muscles of your lips and your mouth, allowing the muscles of your lips and your mouth to soften and to relax. And now even your chin and your jaw are softening and relaxing all the way around to your ears on both sides. So that now your entire face is feeling soft, relaxed, and pliable. Your face is feeling so soft, so relaxed, and so pliable that it feels rather like gently running water in a stream. A really nice, relaxed feeling. And now be aware of your whole upper torso down to your waist, with the feeling of turning over your upper torso and being completely supported from behind. Being aware now of your lower torso from your waist down through your hips, your stomach, your buttocks, to the top of your thighs. With the sense that this lower torso part of you is sinking totally and wonderfully into the support under and behind it. Being aware now of your arms, starting up at your shoulders, and feeling the support under your upper arms, the support under your elbows, feeling the support under your forearms and your wrists and your hands and your fingers, resting and relaxing even through the tips of your fingers. And bringing awareness now. Be aware of your thighs, turning themselves over to being totally supported from underneath. And your knees are supported and resting and relaxing. And your lower legs now feeling really heavy, totally resting beautifully into the support under them. Now your ankles and your heels and your feet being supported, resting and relaxing, even through the tips of your toes. So that now everything in your physical body is resting and relaxing right from the top of your head, relaxing on down through your whole head, through your neck, through your whole torso, through your arms, relaxing through your legs, relaxing through the ankles, heels, feet, and relaxing through the bottoms of your feet and through the tips of your toes. Knowing that for a while now, there's nothing you have to do. There's no place you need to go to. There's nothing you even need to be responsible for a while now. You're just here, resting, relaxing, going deeper and deeper into relaxation, deeper and deeper into the subconscious part of your mind. The subconscious part of your mind has always, through your whole life, has recorded every single moment of experience. It's been recording everything, even those things that may have occurred that you were not consciously aware of. All of those things, too, were recorded by the subconscious part of your mind. And the subconscious part of your mind retains all those moments of information, and your subconscious part of your mind will be yielding the information about that experience, the dream that you kept having from early childhood for quite a while there, over and over, exactly the same dream of everything being completely dark and then moving in on and almost covering up or engulfing a rose, a flower that is there in the darkness. And you would always wake up right about that point, not knowing what that dream was about. Was it true somehow? What does it mean for you that you were dreaming it? So we're going back very soon to all of that, to really understand that dream. And now be aware of the movement of your breathing and allowing your breathing to be longer and slower and deeper than it usually is. And allowing your breathing, each breath, to begin way down deep in your abdomen and flow upwards again and back out and down again. With each breath that you take, nice and long and rolling up through your whole torso, each breath is taking you deeper and deeper into relaxation and deeper into the subconscious part of your mind, and particularly to that recurring dream of the blackness, the total blackness, closing in on a flower. And you're going to be knowing more about that dream. If anything else occurred in the dream that you were not consciously aware of when you woke up from the dream. And we're asking to know more about the meaning of the dream to you. So be aware of the air as it comes in and out of your nostrils. Be aware of the air as it comes in and out of your lungs. Feeling your lungs filling with air and emptying out the air. feeling your lungs widening and narrowing, and feeling your lungs rising and lowering with every moment and every breath and every movement of your lungs. You're going even deeper into relaxation and into the subconscious part of your mind. Now be aware of the movement of your breathing in your rib cage. Feeling your rib cage expanding and your rib cage contracting, your rib cage widening and narrowing, and your rib cage ascending and descending over and over again with every moment and every breath and every movement of your rib cage. You're going still deeper into a lovely relaxation. And now be aware of the movement of your breathing in your diaphragm. That very vivid feeling of the movement of your whole torso. Going deeper and deeper with every moment and every nice long rolling breath. And be aware of the movement of your breathing now in your diaphragm. That very pliable membrane moving across your torso at your solar plexus. Your diaphragm is very pliable, very flexible, facilitating your breathing. And be aware of your diaphragm expanding and contracting. Your diaphragm rising and your diaphragm falling. Your diaphragm widening and narrowing over and over again now with every moment and every breath and every movement of your diaphragm. You're going deeper and deeper into a peaceful internal state of being. Just moving along in your awareness with the rising and falling and expanding and contracting of your whole torso area, and enjoying the ride up and down and in and out, deeper and deeper with each nice long rolling breath. And now I'm going to be counting from number 10 down to number 1. And when we get down to number 1, you're going to be there having the dream as the young child who you were, and going through all the details of the dream, if there were more details, not just what you have remembered from the dream. We'll just be there completely reliving that. So number 10, on our way down to number 1, each time I mention a number, you're going down 10 times deeper into relaxation, 10 times deeper into awareness of that dream and anything else that was in it, and also to the meaning of that dream. And number 9, 10 times deeper. Know that you are being guided by the subconscious part of your mind and also by your own higher self, your higher knowing, and guided by your soul. And number 8, 10 times deeper. You're guided by the subconscious part of your mind, your higher self, your soul, and also you're being guided by your own spiritual guides back to that dream and knowing the meaning of the dream for you. And number 7, 10 times deeper. Just enjoying this process and being very open and receptive to whatever awarenesses you will have when we get back to the recurring dream you had a number of times during your childhood. Number 6, 10 times deeper, continuing to be very open, very receptive to all the details of the dream and knowing about the dream. And number 5, 10 times deeper, getting closer and closer to one of those dreams, and in particular to the first one of those dreams that you had in early childhood. A dream that never really quite made sense to you, but it will from this experience. And number 4, 10 times deeper, letting go of the current time, letting go of July 14th in the year 2022, and having a feeling of drifting back, leaving 2022 and drifting back through 2021, 2019, drifting back through all the years of the 2000s. And drift back through your young adulthood and your teenage years, continuing to drift back to age 10 and 9 and age 8. And number 3, on our way down to number 1, you're getting closer and closer to the first time you had that remarkable dream. And number 2, 10 times deeper, just drifting back now through the years, to the years of your childhood and even the early years of your childhood, and to the very first time that you're having that dream. So we want to be in touch with the dream. Watch the dream as if you are right there in bed at that age in early childhood, having the dream and being there completely now. Number 1, 10 times deeper, being in your bed as a young child, to the first occasion when you had that recurring dream of the darkness. And being there now as a very young child, just be aware of the first few moments of the dream just beginning. And when you're aware of something, just mention it out loud with your words.
I'm not really seeing anything.
Well, feel yourself as the little girl you were, and noticing the way that you're tending to sleep in your bed when you're dreaming. So just kind of settle into that. And when you're aware of your being there in bed as a young child, just tell me what the position is, the position you're sleeping in.
I feel like I'm on my side. Like I'm kind
Okay.
of curled up.
And what was that?
I'm kind of curled up.
Okay. And are you sleeping in a room by yourself, or is there somebody else sleeping in it?
I am. I'm in my room alone.
Okay. And so this is just regular. This is the way you often sleep, is it, on your side?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And as you're sleeping there, what is the first thing you notice? You're in the dream state, most likely. And on this particular night, just notice what's coming into your awareness in the dream, in your sleep state.
I feel like I'm not actually in my bed.
Okay. Where do you sense that you are?
I feel like I'm outside of my house,
Oh, okay.
but I'm in a room
In a room?
and I'm on what is kind of like a bed, but it's hard.
Okay. If it's hard, does it feel like it might be something other than a bed?
Yeah, I'm not in my bed and I'm not at home.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Right. And do you have any sense of how you got here to this other place?
I don't know. It's like I was taken.
Oh, uh-huh. Like you didn't decide to do it yourself, but you were taken.
Yeah, and I want my mom.
Okay. So just go back a little bit to being taken before lying here on this hard surface. Just notice what was going on when you were taken.
I don't really see anything.
Okay. But do you feel anything or physically or sense anything?
I feel like I was told to come, to go,
Oh, okay.
that it would be okay.
All right.
But it's not normal to be away from my house like that.
No, I should think not.
And I don't really know who I'm with.
Uh-huh. Okay, it's really a mystery. Do you have a sense that it's nighttime or daytime?
It's nighttime, but where I'm at, it doesn't seem like night.
Okay. Why is that? Is it brighter than nighttime?
It feels like it. Yeah, it feels like I'm there with other people, and it's bright. And I'm
And
with,
it's bright um and you're inside. It feels like you're inside.
it's like I'm on a table.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't sound very comfortable.
No, it's like cold.
Oh, I mean, the table is cold or the air is cold or both?
Both, both.
All right. Now, you said that there are other people there too, and you didn't choose to come here. You were told to come here. Just get a look at the other ones there. I know you don't like being in this situation at all, but while you're there, just notice the people. Are they close to you or are they at some distance?
They are. There's some that are close, but it's like they're looking at me.
Okay. So are they right near that table that it feels like you're lying on?
Yeah, there's like some person on my left that's tall, and then maybe 3 or 4 on my right that are shorter.
Okay, take a look at the one on your left now. Um, say that one is tall, and just allow yourself to settle in and take a good look and look at the face and look at any part of that one and notice. Would you say this is a regular person?
No, it has long arms, and it looks like an insect in a way.
Oh,
It's touching me. Its fingers
that
are
one is touching you. Okay,
soft.
does it seem like this is the first time you've seen anybody like that?
I think so, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, and what is it like with this one touching you?
It doesn't hurt. It's soft, but it's like I'm just like trying to look at parts of me.
Okay, what parts of you does this one seem to be looking at?
I feel like I'm naked.
Oh, okay.
It's touching my arm.
Okay. And there are lots of different kinds of um, touches. Is he poking or stroking or pinching or just gently touching?
And just kind of stroking gently, maybe just to like calm me down
Oh, okay.
because I'm scared.
Right. This really is a mystery and something you certainly didn't expect, I should think.
No.
And does it feel calming at all with his touching your arm?
Yeah, it's like everything's okay.
Oh, okay. That like he's trying to convey that, or that you're actually feeling it too?
Both. It's like
Oh,
I'm okay, but I want to go home.
right. You're okay, but you do want to go home. That's very understandable.
Yeah. It's cold and I'm not supposed to be there.
Oh, And have you ever heard of anything like this before?
No.
So this must be really a mystery to you. What is this and why am I here?
Yeah, it's like I know them, but I don't know them.
Oh, and what do you mean that you know them, but you don't know them? Does it like know them like maybe you've somehow seen them before?
It's like they feel familiar, but I've never
Uh-huh.
seen them at home or in my life.
Uh-huh. So at least as far as you haven't been with them and yet they're familiar.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to help me somehow.
Oh, well, you know what? Maybe you can find out more about that. So first of all, he's there and he's touching your arm, and you get the feeling that he's trying to help you calm down. And to some extent, that's helping, but you still don't like it and you want to be home and you're cold. And, you
Yeah,
know, yeah. So, what about the other ones on the other side of the table? Are they doing anything while he's sort of stroking your arm?
I think the one on the right put something in my arm, my right arm, like taking something like blood or something.
Does it feel like they're actually puncturing your arm or, putting something in?
It looks like it, but it doesn't hurt.
Oh, and do you get the sense that it's more, the more you think about it and have awareness, does it seem like they're taking something out or putting something in?
I think they're taking something out. It's like
Oh,
it's like a checkup,
oh yeah.
like
Have
at
you
the doctor's office.
have you had this happen at a doctor's office before, this kind of thing?
Not exactly like that, but like where they're checking the body.
Okay. So when you had that happen at the doctor's office, you probably didn't like that one either, but at least that probably your mother was with you
Yeah,
and she was reassuring you it was okay, that this a good thing to do.
yeah. And I want my mommy.
Yeah, yeah. But this time your mommy isn't there
No,
and there's no woman like that reassuring you that this is okay.
no.
But the one on the left is sort of suggesting that you can calm down, that you're really okay, even though this is pretty strange for you.
Yeah,
Okay. And what's going on the right doesn't even hurt?
no. It's like I don't really feel anything.
Okay.
Cold.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about the other ones? One of them is doing this with your arm. They're one of the ones on the right. And what about the others? Do they seem to be doing anything?
I'm just watching,
Okay. Mhm.
just looking at me.
All right. And that can be uncomfortable too.
Yeah,
Many people just to be looked at without any clothes on.
yeah.
I think we're not used to that.
No, it's not normal.
No, like in itself, it's not terrible, but it's not normal and you're very uncomfortable. You just don't like it.
Yeah,
Right. Well, that is certainly understandable. Okay, so as this thing is going on with your right arm, with one of them doing this and the other two just watching, and what about the guy on the left? Is he still sort of stroking your arm?
it's just kind of holding it. There's kind of like its fingers on top of my forearm.
Oh, okay. And what do those fingers feel like?
Like kind of long and bony. There's maybe only a few of them.
Okay. So would you say that he and the ones on the right are really not people?
No,
Okay. Do you have any idea what they are if they're not people?
they're from somewhere else.
Oh,
Not from
okay.
here.
Do you
Not
have any kind of sense of that at all? Like somewhere else? Does that mean like another part of the earth?
no, like from where I'm from home.
Oh, okay. And when you think about that, now you're not thinking about the home where you have your own bedroom and you were in your bed and
No,
you have a mommy there. Yeah, you're thinking of what else comes to mind about this home you're thinking of?
it's like I'm with the one on the left. I'm like I'm one of them.
Oh,
I'm not like the other ones though.
but the one on the left, even though he looks really different than we do, but you feel like somehow you belong with them or you're one of them.
Yeah, I don't know the other ones.
Okay. So in those moments of feeling like you're one of the ones, like the one on the left, um, what does that seem like? Like with your being one of those?
It's like I came from there.
Uh,
Like I used to be one of them,
oh, okay.
and I know that one.
You know that one?
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, you personally know that particular one?
yeah, I've been with them before.
Oh, okay. So let yourself remember a time of being with him before and what that seemed to be like.
It's like we're at a table talking.
And more like sitting at a table?
Yeah, there's this like a screen in front of us, and we're talking about a place. I think we're talking about Earth. I think we're talking about this life.
Oh,
I think we're talking about the life I'm gonna have.
oh, so you have the feeling you're going to go there?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave.
So be really aware of yourself now as you're sitting at that table talking with him. And before we go any further, just look down at yourself sitting there and notice what you look like.
I have long legs and a long body and a tall head,
Okay.
and my fingers are long, and I I'm sitting in like a position that I feel like elegant. I'm like wearing something long,
Okay.
and we're just sitting there talking.
What about your skin color?
It's kind of a bluish. Yeah, it's kind of a bluish color.
Okay. So light or dark or what?
Kind of light, like almost a bluish green.
Oh, sounds rather pretty.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. And that seems to be your skin through the parts of your body you can see, like your arms and hands and fingers and legs? Can you see your legs at all, or your feet?
They're covered.
Uh-huh. That long
Yeah.
garment, whatever that is.
Yeah, it's like a dress of some sort, maybe.
Okay. And while you're sitting there talking to him, do you think you're an adult?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm part of the group.
Okay.
One of them. We're making a decision.
Okay. And what does it feel like to be part of that group?
It feels like we all play an important role.
Oh,
But I I'm like in charge of something.
oh,
I'm in charge of some decision.
okay. Just be aware of what that decision is.
It's how we're going to help in what I'm doing in this life.
Okay. When you're going to that place called Earth.
Yes, that I'll be the one to go.
Oh. And does it feel like this is completely your choice to
Yes.
go, or have you been assigned to go?
No, it's my choice. I wanted to go.
Okay, well, that's good. So do you have much awareness of that planet you're going to go to?
I just know it's a place I'm familiar with and a place I've been before, but
Oh,
but it doesn't seem like any time recently because this is my home where I'm at.
right.
This room. It's like we're on a ship or something, like a
Uh-huh.
big thing, but we're in a room in it. And we know there's a mission to help with, and I want to go.
All right. And just be aware now of what you know about what you're going to, what you know about the Earth.
I know
'Cause-
it's in trouble. Things haven't been good for a while, and we all want to help because it's getting bad. And things might not go well if we don't help.
Oh, okay. And when you think about the Earth and the ones that you're going to, are they like you and your group now?
No, no, I don't. I'm going to somewhere different with different people. No, there'll be two. There'll be two from a home I'll meet. But it'll be lonely for a while.
Oh, because they're so different than you know and are with now?
Yeah, they're not part of my group.
Oh,
They
you
seem
mean the ones that you will be living with are not part of your group?
yes. I'm leaving everyone behind.
Oh boy, that's a big thing.
Yeah, it's a hard decision.
Oh yeah, I should think so. Hard enough to just go away, but to be with ones who are so different, and none of you will be there at the same time?
Not at first, not for a while. it's like I have to do the first part by myself.
Oh,
It's like others from home will go, but we have different missions to begin with.
oh, uh-huh.
So I know it's going to be lonely and it'll be hard.
Yeah, quite a big thing to take on.
Yeah. But I
So do
know.
you have a feeling that when they eventually come and they're doing their own missions, do you think there'll be any possibility of meeting up with them?
Oh, yes, that's the plan. That's the plan.
Oh, that's good.
We're supposed to meet
Ah,
to complete the mission.
ah, okay. Now, I'd like you, as you're in this planning session, thinking about where you're going, getting ready to go, make such a huge change, just be aware of essentially your mission, how you think you in such a different place can help.
It's like I'll be in charge of things because I'm used to that. I'm used to being the one in charge. So
Okay.
I can go and be in charge in the first part and the second part, and I can lead others.
After you've been in charge for a while.
Yeah, it's like I'll know what to do.
And what about the form that you will be in when you go to be on Earth with those humans who are quite different than you and your group? What form do you think that you will take when you're there? Can you take, can you go in the form that you're in?
No, we can't be seen that way. So I'm going into a body, I'm going into a human body. So incarnating is the little girl.
Uh-huh. And will you be born there?
Yes. Yes, it's like we're looking at the family and we're looking at the girl, and I know that I'm going in there.
Okay, and now let's take a look together at the family. So is there a particular family that you're looking at, choosing to go to?
Yeah, it's my family in this life, my mom and dad. And there's a balance that's achieved with them that's necessary for completing the mission. They're very different. They're opposites in a lot of ways. But it's important for my ability to see the opposites and to bring them together.
Oh, okay. So does that mean that they're very different? Well, they are very different than you are now, you and your own people, but they're going to be very different than you will be as a little girl.
Yes, and those two are different from each other.
Uh-huh.
They're complete opposites in their views and how they've lived their lives. And it's kind of weird they even ended up together,
Ah,
but it's important for the mission.
is that because you will get to know how many other people feel
Yes,
reluctantly?
it's like living two different lives in one life. It's like I get to see the two sides of life that people have
Yeah.
here on earth, and the the separation that occurs between people when they're so different from each other.
Oh, yeah.
That we're trying to help everyone realize they're not so different. But it helps me understand all parts of humans.
Uh-huh. So first of all, you will be you, and right around you in your very own home, the people that you'll be with the most, probably at least for the early years, these people will be very, very different from the way you basically feel.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
will feel as a little girl.
Yes. And it's like the man, my dad is country and conservative and closed-minded, and the woman, my mom, is open-minded and helpful and nice, and they're just so different from each other.
Oh, I should say so. And does that mean that there will be any particular tension between the two of them with their being so different from each other?
Oh, yes, they don't make it, they don't stay together, but that's
Oh,
part of the plan too. They're not
uh,
supposed to, and I'm supposed to live 2 different lives in this life.
uh-huh.
It helps me understand everyone better, it helps me understand all parts of the human experience.
Okay. So that's one of the important reasons for choosing this particular couple to be born to.
Yes.
And are there or will there be other siblings in that family you're
No,
going to?
no, it's just me, I'm alone.
And does that seem to be purposeful too?
Yes, it's for my development. It's so that I stay focused on what I'm meant to accomplish. It helps me become more adult sooner.
Ah,
It's like I have to grow up early.
oh, okay. And will that be a good thing too?
It is, but in the human body, it's hard because I'm so different from everyone and I don't have as much fun.
Oh, uh-huh. Does it seem like you'll be able to make friends that are important to you
There'll
since
be
they'll all be humans?
there'll be some, yes, a close group, a small group.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, it's important that I don't get too distracted.
Right. So this soul group of friends, um, will they have come from some other place like you did?
No, not the ones early on.
They're just regular human.
Yeah, there's bonds, but they're not as close. So it's a little lonely for a while.
Uh-huh. Not as close as what you experience now with your own kind.
Yes, and later in this life, it gets better. I meet others who are like me,
Oh,
but I have to go through a lot of years without knowing.
oh, yeah. That must be very hard.
It's really lonely and confusing sometimes
Yeah, I would think so.
because I don't really know why I'm here.
Oh, and do you ever in your life nowadays, as a child, just feel like maybe you're not from here?
Yeah, just a lot of things don't make sense.
Oh, I bet. Wow. And let's get back now to that dream. What you remember after waking up anyway, there might or might not have been more happening in the dream that you don't remember when you wake up. But what about all that blackness?
It's like I'm being put back in bed. It's like I'm dropping into my bed
Oh,
and I'm going back into sleep.
okay.
And then I wake up because of the nightmare.
Okay. But so you wake up in your own bed.
Yeah. I go find my mom.
And what are you remembering of the nightmare when you get up and you go find your mom?
I just remember how scary it was with the darkness.
Oh, oh.
I just remember being scared.
And what about the little flower?
It was me. I was worried. I was scared about being hurt.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm okay.
But you're okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah, you worried about being hurt. And they did a weird thing. They did something with your arm, and they certainly looked different. But you really were okay.
Yeah.
They didn't really hurt you after all.
No.
Uh-huh. But what you're remembering as you're going to find your mom now, having just woken up from the dream, um, you're not remembering about being with the others and
No.
being in a different place, lying on a hard table.
No. I just go into
All that you remember is about the blackness closing in on the little flower.
yeah.
Okay, and at this point, with it still being very fresh in your awareness, would you say that that whole thing of being on the table with the tall one on your left and the other three on your right, that that was a real thing that you hadn't realized that had happened? Or was that part of a dream?
Well,
Do you think now?
it was real. It was like the dream was just a memory because I was so scared.
Yeah. And that would be a difficult thing to remember because it was so very different from your point of view of being a little girl, little human girl.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to know yet.
Uh-huh.
It was too soon. I had more learning to do.
Yeah, yeah, that's still pretty young. A lot of getting used to just being here as a child in the world.
Yeah.
And you, not only that, but I mean, that's true for everybody, but you had to get used to being a whole different kind of being.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt weird.
So perhaps they influenced it in some way that you were not to know about being with them on that table, and something being taken from your arm, and the unusual from that point of view of being a little human girl, there's unusual beings there. That would have been quite a lot to be aware of, wouldn't it?
It would have been way too much.
Yeah, yeah. Because you were just learning to navigate your way through life as a human little girl anyway.
Yeah.
And then with a dad who was so different, and tension probably between them, between your mom and your dad,
Yeah.
which you probably were feeling, maybe didn't understand, but you were living with it and you were feeling it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you had a lot to cope with as a little girl here.
Yeah.
Right. So was your mom um, kind of, well, was she caring and nurturing?
Yes. Yes, she was a good mom. She did a good job. She was angry sometimes, but she did a good job.
Ah, wonderful. That was a good choice on your part.
Yes. Yes, we
And did she ever know the content of your dream? Because you had it a number of times.
no, I was told not to talk about it.
By the ones who took you, they told you not to talk about it.
I wouldn't talk about it. I would just go to her room.
Ah, and she was okay with your coming to the room.
Yeah, I would get in bed with her.
Ah, yeah. And did that seem to help?
Yeah, yeah, it was good to be with her.
Uh-huh. And she was receptive about that.
Yeah, because I just didn't want to be alone.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have trouble sleeping.
Uh-huh. And especially, I think, without any brothers or sisters, you probably were more likely, and she would figure you would be more likely to feel alone a lot and not
Yes,
be alone.
yes,
Whereas other kids, other people who have siblings sometimes feel, well, at least they've got that sibling or two
yeah,
to be with, and that even though they wouldn't be capable of helping much, but it just feels comforting that they're nearby.
yeah.
You didn't have that.
No, I was all alone.
Yeah. Except for when you went to be with your mom. So that was a good choice. And I'm so glad that she allowed you to do that and was welcoming to you.
Yes, we made good choices.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. And you also got to see, because of your father, that not everybody is like that,
Yeah,
that some humans can be quite different.
yeah. That was the dark side of humans,
Ah, yeah.
but it's important to know both sides.
Yeah. So he was the dark side, but would you say that he was dark enough to be really harmful, or
Well,
was he sort of emotionally distant?
no, he was just a lost soul.
Oh,
He was
wow.
just gruff and not kind to other people sometimes, but he loved me.
Ah, uh-huh.
He's a good guy. Just got swayed by people like people do.
Yeah. So after he and your mom separated, did you get to see him very often after that?
Oh yes, he was a good dad. He was very present in my life.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
So, but just a real different personality.
Yeah. It's like I got to choose between which type of person I wanted to be.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Yeah, it was to help with choices.
Yeah, I see the difference.
Yeah, to guide me towards the right choices
Uh-huh.
and to help me have empathy and compassion for all beings.
That experience of having the two of them different, it helped you?
Yes, it's important to know why people become who they become and to love them no matter what.
Wow, nice. Very good. And isn't it interesting that those choices were made before coming in as a human?
Yes, it's like it was all planned.
Yeah, and that your original way that you were and the others with you, your original form, even though that form is so different that you were able, you and the others helping you with this, were able to see enough about the humans to make that good choice.
Yes, it was all very calculated.
Now, also, let's go back to the planning discussion in your own home place, looking forward to that lifetime and thinking about different sets of parents and choosing this set of parents. And just notice if in any way your own kind assisted in your being able, like biologically, assisted in your being able to come to that particular couple.
Yes, there seems to be a decision made that the body would be a little different.
Uh-huh.
There would be visits and there would be interaction of some kind.
It would be what?
There would be interaction of some kind with the human body,
Oh, uh-huh.
and then that it would be a more upgraded version of the human. That it's part of the evolution process for Earth. That the girl would be part of the evolution.
That is evolution of the humans.
Yes, and that the girl, the life I would be going into would be part of that evolution.
So were they able to ensure that certain genetic components of them would be in your life as a female human on Earth in
It,
this lifetime?
it seems as though that's the case, that there would be some like subtle connection that would help me facilitate the mission, that would help me move forward and progress in the ways that I'm meant to progress, and that I would be able to know things without knowing them, and I would be able to accomplish things in ways that maybe others aren't able to.
Okay. And can you see they how they did that?
It's part of what's happening with my arm when I'm on the table.
Oh, like where they were, especially the three little ones where they were taking something out.
And putting something in, I think.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's like it was both. It's like there was like an agreement that there would be a give and take, that they would stay close to me.
Yeah, when you would be living your life on Earth.
Yeah, and when I'm little, to make sure that the body is progressing in the right way.
Oh, so whatever that was, putting something in or taking something out of your arm was like maybe another little some assistance they were giving you,
I think so, yes.
even though it didn't seem like it.
Yeah, it's like there was something pre-programmed for the body, for the life, but then there would be check-ins and adjustments made.
Mm-hmm. So that you could actually live here better and carry out your mission.
Yes, to ensure the successful completion of it.
I think that it's unfortunate that when children, especially, are experiencing these kinds of things with other beings, and they're scared and they're lonely and they're totally baffled by what's going on, and they tend to fear what's going on because they don't know what it is. It's a shame that they're not reassured, by the beings explaining to them
It's like
what's going on.
it's like they tried, but I don't remember it. The one on the left was trying to tell me, but I don't remember.
Okay. So instead of telling you and explaining any of this to you, he did what he could to sort of reassure you by stroking your arm.
Yeah, and there seems to be some sort of communication happening. It's not verbal, but
Uh-huh.
there's communication. But when I wake up from the dream, I don't remember.
All right. And that's not because they were doing anything bad that they'd want to get away with. It's not that sort of thing. It was because you were too young to really understand at that point.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to
You
know
were
yet.
living as a human.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to know yet. It would have been too scary for people to know. People were not ready.
And I think you can appreciate that, can you, from your own experience, like you at age 4 or so, coping with human life and all there is to be aware about that, being one of them, um, you can see that that would have been just impossibly too much to be aware of if they had explained it all then.
Oh, it's just a way too much for the level of human consciousness at the time.
Uh-huh.
The consciousness needs time to expand.
So does it seem like, since they didn't want you to remember all that at that point, you were too young, does it seem like maybe they helped to create that nightmare where the darkness was closing in on the little flower?
It's like they covered up my brain.
Ah,
It's like I wasn't supposed to be able to know or see anything.
uh-huh. Well, they did a good job, didn't they?
They did, but it's like I knew that was all going to happen. That was part of the plan.
Ah,
And then I would be able to know when the time was right.
okay. Well, they certainly did an effective job. I have to give them credit for making it so very much so that you wouldn't remember that. You
Yeah,
wouldn't remember any of it. You wouldn't know at that age, or even well into your adult years, that you really were part of them, part of that group. That's where you had come from.
yeah, there would be a long time without knowing.
Yeah. And now, at your current age, you are knowing, and you will be remembering. And does that seem appropriate that now is the time for you to know this?
It does. It does. I've moved beyond a lot of fear. And it's clear that it was all a mission and a plan. And it was meant to serve a higher purpose.
Yeah.
It was to be of service.
Right. So let's move ahead now to much later years, from being age 4, move to your adult life and bring yourself right up in time to living in Sedona, Arizona, and just be aware at your current age, maybe minus a year or so. Just be aware now, living in Sedona, if there have been any experiences that would be helpful for you to know about.
Yes, they visited.
Okay, and allow yourself to know about that experience, and like where you were when it began.
I was in my bed and it was just a check in.
Hmm. So they came.
It's like there were two of them, like the one on the left when I was a little girl, like they're from home.
He helped you to stay calm.
They're from home.
Oh, they're from home. Uh-huh. Okay. So, what? Well, the one on the left. There is one on the left.
Yes, there's one next to me and one at the foot of the bed. And it's like they're just like examining me, like using some sort of like light to check my body.
Oh, if they're using light to do that?
Uh-huh. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just there. It's like they have some sort of tool that tells them if there's anything wrong with the body.
Oh, okay.
So they
And
can
how does it seem you're doing in this particular exam? Does it seem like they're finding anything wrong?
know, just checking for like attunements. There's been some disharmony in the energy of the body,
Uh-huh.
but nothing bad, nothing major.
Oh, okay.
There's been a lot of change and adjustment that's been required
That they've already done?
that I've moved through that's resulted in some disharmony,
Oh, uh-huh.
some stress. Life has changed very quickly. The mission has progressed fast.
Right. So they want to make sure everything, even though you've been through a lot, including a lot of stress, they want to make sure that you're still functioning well.
Hmm. It's like they can make some minor adjustments to help
Okay. And does it seem like they are making minor adjustments?
with what they can. S- I have lessons to learn, which is part of it. So they can't learn those lessons for me.
Uh,
It's part of my mission.
so in other words, they might come across something that's not functioning as well as it should, but they're deliberately not going to
Uh-huh.
fix that because it's part of your learning.
Like my hip issue. I've had a hip issue
Oh, uh-huh.
with Donna, but it was connected to learning that was necessary.
Oh, okay.
And
And you think that you did get the learning you were supposed to from your hip?
it has happened now, yes. It took it took too long, but it has happened.
The learning did finally happen?
It did, yes.
Okay. And how about your hip? Is there still some difficulty with that, or did that get to be all better?
Oh, it's fine. It's just when certain choices are made that are out of alignment with the
Uh-huh.
plan for your life, it can affect the body.
Yes. So do you feel like you did complete that learning and no longer need to have the hip problem?
Yes, the emotions have subsided. The emotions create pain.
Ah,
But she has all of the tools to manage the emotions and to learn about why they are happening.
Okay, so still being in Sedona, there was the checkup kind of visit, and just notice if there were any other kinds of visits from your own original people.
There was a transmission that occurred, a larger transmission.
From them to you.
Yes. When Sinead was here, it was meant to help with alignment and harmony.
Oh,
We were ready to receive.
and has that transmission really made a difference?
It appears to have allowed the evolution of the work to flow better.
Oh,
It's kind of like an energetic upgrade of sorts.
uh-huh. Okay, and any other kind of experience with them since you've been in Sedona?
Those seem to be the only notable ones.
That was the notable one, right? And was that transmission done energetically or by actually giving you words?
It was mostly energetic.
Mm-hmm.
There was a period of about 48 hours where there was energy work happening.
Oh,
Kind of like
and
an
were
energy clearing.
you aware during it, during that 48 hours?
Yes,
Were you aware that it was them or just that something major was happening?
there was awareness that there was some sort of contact occurring,
Uh-huh,
but not a full conscious awareness of what or why.
right.
Just know,
And did you feel receptive to it?
yes, it's known that any sort of experience is for the betterment of myself and for others.
Uh-huh. But you didn't realize it was from these beings who are your beings?
There was a suspicion that yes, there was a connection with home, but not it wasn't fully understood.
Uh-huh. Well, do you think it's going to be helpful and going to be nice that now you have more awareness of who they are and who they are in relation to you?
Yes, it may allow for easier communication going forward.
Oh, yes. And would you like that?
Yes, we all would.
Ah, and how do you think that she's doing now in her mission on Earth?
She's fulfilling it according to the plan. There have been some stops and starts, but all of it's all of it's moving along according to plan.
Uh-huh. And is there anything that you would like her to know now that you are talking?
She should release any and all fear. There's nothing to fear.
Oh, okay.
It's been proven so far that the mission is being completed and that we're here to support in the right ways.
Oh, very good. You want her to know that?
It helps with feeling less alone.
Yeah.
There are still periods of loneliness.
Uh-huh. And how about her working partnership with her friend Sinead?
It was challenging at first, but for reasons that were important to the mission.
Uh-huh.
It was a learning and growth process, more challenges to complete.
There are more to be faced.
That was part of the challenge to be completed in the
Oh,
phase of the mission,
okay.
to help her heal partnership wounds, to help her understand how to own her power and to step into her role as a leader in this work.
Ah, any suggestions or advice you'd like to give her at this point?
To just relax and allow and to have more fun. It doesn't have to be so hard and serious sometimes.
Maybe has she become a little bit like her father sometimes in that particular way?
There's an impatience sometimes that needs to soften.
Right. Anything else?
She is loved and supported.
She's what?
She is loved and supported.
Oh, that's good. And do you know yet if she will have further lifetimes on Earth, or will she be returning to her original form, to your form?
This is the last.
Oh, this is the last lifetime she'll have as a human.
For now, unless there's another choice. There are lots of choices that can be made.
Oh, yes. Including being one of you again.
Yes, that may be preferred.
Uh-huh.
But there's so many experiences to have.
Hmm. So even though she does not see you probably in her daily life, you'd like her to know that you're with her a lot and always there for assistance if she needs it. And that you're she's very cared about She really isn't alone, even when she feels lonely. Is that correct?
Yes. What comes to mind is it's just a phone call away. We're just a phone call away.
That's a good metaphor that she would certainly understand.
Yes.
So, are there many others on Earth who were one of you, who are now in this lifetime are here on Earth in order to help?
Yes. Our group is small, but there are many, many, from many civilizations, many types of beings, many types of souls. It's a melting pot on Earth.
So there is your group, and also there are many other groups from what we call space, who are here as humans helping.
We work together better than you do.
I hope so. Right, I definitely hope so.
It's kind of like a big team effort. Supporting in the ways that we can,
Uh-huh.
guiding, educating, healing. So much to be done. It required a big team.
Yeah. So from your perspective, can you see all the big movements that, for certain groups taking power over the whole Earth? Can you see all of that going on?
Yeah, there seems to be like there's a struggle,
Yes.
but there is an infiltration of sorts that is allowing for a shift. Humans are still navigating rough waters, but consciousness is shifting.
Ah,
This cycle is an improvement on previous cycles.
so it seems that there's a lot of help coming to the Earth, uh, even though, or maybe especially because there is such a big, what we could consider a power grab, a certain group of people wanting to dominate everybody on the Earth, reduce the population tremendously. And I think they're very effectively doing that, and purposely, deliberately. And this power grab wants to change everything, reset everything to their advantage. And some of us are very aware of that and don't want it and don't know what to do about it. But you're saying that there's a lot of help from off of the planet from other beings. Are you helping with that sort of thing?
There is in ways that are less overt, but humans make choices and those choices must play out.
Right.
And there is a choice to honor life and to
Yeah.
honor the spirit of life over material things.
Uh-huh.
And humans are being presented with choice points that allow for that understanding and that evolution of consciousness to occur.
Uh-huh.
Evolution is slow. It takes time.
Right.
This situation is complex.
Yes. So does it seem like the evolution of consciousness toward the good, the helpful, the caring has a chance of being more pervasive, more effective than the more self-serving power grabs going on?
Eventually, yes, that will always be the case. That is the nature of evolution.
Mm,
The light will always evolve beyond the dark. There may be certain breakdowns before there is a breakthrough.
ah, yeah. And how about the earth itself? Some of us, many of us, I think, all over the world, are really conscious of all the harm that we humans are doing to the earth, and want to lessen that as much as possible. And yet there are many people sort of in control who keep on polluting and hurting the earth, hurting the air, hurting the humans. And we've got so much technology with which we can create great harm. Do you see the possibility of the earth itself, this beautiful planet, making it through all the destructiveness of some of the humans?
She will protect herself. She's fine.
Good, good.
She's sick in some ways, but she can protect herself.
And does she know how to do that?
She's already been doing it. She doesn't want to do it. She loves all of her children, but she'll take the necessary measures.
Good. And advise others as well?
Yes, the changes that have been experienced, some of the climate issues and fires, and it's a way of rebalancing. It's necessary.
That's a way for the earth to go through a rebalancing?
It's how she rebalances. There's still significant imbalance, but she'll rebalance as needed.
And is there anything more that you would like her or any of us to know at this point?
It's important to know that there will continue to be changes and that storms will need to be weathered.
Mm-hmm.
And that is part of the rebalancing.
Oh. So even though those things, the damage from storms and so for earthquakes and whatever, floods, droughts, all of that that's going on in different parts of the world, even though that's extremely inconvenient for the humans living on Earth, it has a larger purpose of rebalancing the Earth.
It has always occurred and will continue to. It just may feel more extreme at these times.
Yeah.
And there are more humans to be affected.
Yes, that's true. And are things going better on your planet?
On most planets, yes. There are some with challenges, of course. Most have moved beyond these sorts of challenges. At least those who are helping at this time.
Do you think that there are many on Earth who are living on Earth now, humans who have your group as a lineage? In other words, at some point in what we call time and lifetimes, they might have been part of your species?
There is a small percentage, a very small percentage. There are many species, many lineages connected with Earth.
I'm sorry, what was that?
There are many lineages, many species connected with Earth.
There are many, yeah.
There are more from others.
Right. And did many participate in some way in creating us humans?
Yes, there have been many periods of interaction. Throughout many eras.
Many eras, yeah.
Mm.
And in those interactions, was there some influencing by some of these other groups, influencing of who the humans are?
There's been an attempt at a more evolved version of human,
Uh-huh.
just continual evolution is part of the evolutionary process.
Uh-huh. And does that seem to be true with certain groups of animals? Has there been an attempt to sort of improve or upgrade any of the animal groups on Earth?
Less so, but there have been experiments. It's all of an experiment. This entire universe is an experiment.
With life in the entire universe.
Mhm. That is the nature of life. Creation and evolution go hand in hand. Both occur.
Uh-huh.
There are many groups constantly creating and allowing those creations to evolve.
Ah. And do you on your species, you on your planet, have a sense of what we humans refer to as God?
The one source.
Okay.
Mhm. Which we are all a part of.
Uh-huh.
We are all cells in the body of that source. We understand our source better than humans do. We are closer.
So you and your kind, you understand yourselves better than we humans understand ourselves.
We understand ourselves as source, as part of that source.
Oh, okay.
Humans have been very separated. They live in a state of separation.
Yeah.
That does not need to be the case.
Hmm.
And that is the purpose of the mission, to move beyond separation, to establish a sense of oneness,
You say we're given permission to do that?
to establish a sense of oneness among humans, to prevent further separation.
Yes, I think there are many people on earth, not everybody, but a lot of the influencers and leaders just naturally and deliberately want to divide us up, different teams, different political parties, different races, different cultures, different habits, different languages, different opinions, a lot of opposition, a lot of individuality, which it seems to be the opposite of feeling that we are all one.
Mm-hmm.
And this is so interwoven in the human culture
The
that
separation is more extreme on Earth.
yeah, yeah.
But also a normal part of the evolutionary process to experience that degree of separation
Oh, okay.
before returning to a more unified state.
Oh,
humans are being given choices to return to that state.
Is there anything else that you would like to impart at this point?
To have empathy and compassion for all who are caught in the separation.
Hmm.
You do not solve separation with more separation. The only way to repair the damage is through empathy and compassion.
Well, I really thank you so much for sharing all this.
It was
I appreciate it very much, and I know that Jenna will appreciate it too.
an honor.
And thank you too for all the help that you give to the people who are here from your domain, the people who are here to really assist in these difficulties going on Earth.
It is a desire to be of service and to support.
Uh, yeah. It is my desire too, and the desire of many humans whom I know, including Jenna, to be here to give service. So I thank you again. And I'm going to bring Jenna's attention back to being here where she is in her home at Sedona, Arizona. And Jenna, are you feeling like this is complete enough for now?
Yes.
Okay, you have done really wonderfully, absolutely wonderfully. And we've just had the privilege of one of your beings, your original type, to speak through you and give you a lot of wonderful messages. So thank you very much.
I could feel it.
Really, yeah. So I'm going to do a little process now to bring you back fully to feeling more here and present and light, alert, awake, and refreshed. So I'm going to be counting from number 1 to number 5. Number 1, you did magnificently, Jenna, in this regression. And not only did you do beautifully in the regression, but there was the great privilege of your bringing through one of your beings to give so much wise perspective and caring about us here. Beautiful. I feel just very gifted and so pleased. Yeah. And number 2, just to remind you of the here and now, this is Thursday, July 14th in the year 2022. And the time for me, I think it's the time for you, is about 25 after 6. Are you in the same time zone now that we are, California?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're just finishing a regression with Barbara Lamb, who's very pleased to be working with you. Okay, and number 3, time to begin to feel more light, more alert, more refreshed, more awake. And you can help yourself to do that by thinking about your toes and imagining that in through your toes is coming a great mighty surge of effervescent bubbles of lightness, alertness, refreshment, awakeness. And they're zooming through your feet and through your heels and through your ankles and charging up a great mighty swarm of these bubbles, like shooting up like a fire hose. Your lower legs pummeling through your knees, charging up through your thighs. And even though you're kind of sitting on it and semi-lying on it, they're zooming up through your lower torso, your middle torso, your upper torso, swarming across your shoulders, flowing down through your arms, your wrists, your hands, your fingers, and bursting out the tips of your fingers. They're also charging up through your neck, your chin, your jaw, your whole face, your whole head, and bursting out the top of your head. And number 4, do what you were just starting to do, and that is to move. Move your hands and your arms, and your legs and your feet, and wiggle your toes, and wiggle your fingers, swivel your wrists, get everything moving, moving your shoulders, moving your neck, dropping your chin, and moving your chin side to side, and wiggling all the muscles of your face, more light, alert, refreshed, awake, wiggling all the muscles of your face. And number 5, just looking around, seeing where you are, back in your own home in Sedona, that beautiful purple wall. You're such a blend of colors with
I know.
the wall and the sort of pinky
I've got purple pants on too.
lavender over blouse here. And your lovely cat showed up and came up on you.
Yeah, I think towards the end there.
Yeah, were you aware of that? I mean, you seem to be really deeply into what was happening, but were you aware?
I could feel her. I could feel her. I think it was probably around the time they were coming through more. Because she came up and just really like sat firmly and like put her paw on my hand.
Like the being.
Like holding my hand.
Arm.
I wonder, oh my gosh, that now that you say that, I wonder if maybe they did that.
There too. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's the sweetest thing.
Yeah.
And it was even the same arm?
No, this one, my right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's very sweet. I mean, no matter what, from a totally earth point of view, that was a very sweet thing that your cat did. And there may be more to it than that too, because that was as much as your cat could get to be like that being with his hand on your arm when you were in a different state of being.
Yeah. Really similar.
It wasn't that your cat needed to calm you down
Yeah.
or reassure you, but he was there like the other being was there to be helpful in whatever way
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah.
That is so sweet.
It
Thank you
is.
for
Oh, I was not expecting that just flood of tears. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's so much to have a lot of feeling about. I was feeling a lot for you. Wow. Well, that is just wonderful.
Oh, I feel better. I feel good.
Good. I'm so glad.
Oh, wow.
Well, even though you've had, a sense, quite a bit, I think, a sense
Yeah.
that there are others and you're in touch and you're getting help. And, but still, I think the more that you can know
Yeah.
about this, the more helpful it is.
Yeah.
And and I think that you are ready to know, and they know you're ready to know,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they could have blocked
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
that, even though we did the regression, which means you had wanted to know, you had agreed
Yeah.
to know whatever there would be to know without knowing what that would be.
Yeah.
But I think that there is a component of it where they allow it.
Yeah.
When you were 4, 6, 8, 10, even 18, 20, um, they may not have still wanted you to know and might have blocked it in some way.
Yeah.
But since it was allowed, and they even came to you now in this session, I think that shows that they feel it's okay for you to know. And
Yeah.
in fact, they probably want you to know
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
You can handle that,
Yeah.
integrate that into your life
Yeah.
as you're doing what you came to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like that, like pent up information was like also causing some like anxiety,
Yes,
just not having like known fully, you know.
right. Knowing that there is somehow something important, and and then I think when anything is going on that's unknown, um, the human part of us, which you have a lot of in this lifetime, um, the human part tends to go into uneasiness, fear, anxiety, because we don't know, and we can put in our own ideas of what it might be, and some of those ideas are not good. They make us feel afraid.
Yeah.
Just the unknown is so often afraid for us humans.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, even though I was like gaining more awareness over the last couple of years and starting to connect the dots on more things, there was still this like, yeah, nervousness about like, what have I experienced? Like what has it been,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And to
That-
like see some of where I came from. Wow.
Hmm.
That was cool.
Yeah. Did you get much of a visual sense of that where you were?
A little bit, a little bit. I saw a bit of the room, yeah. And the table, which was kind of like almost like a crescent moon kind of style table. Um, and it was just kind of like a big kind of almost like oval room. with
Oh,
a screen, almost kind of like a holographic screen, maybe, that we were looking at.
okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And did that seem to be that holographic screen? Was that like on a wall, or was it more like on a table?
Kind of. It was like on the far side of the table, like
Oh,
opposite us,
oh,
kind of near a wall, but it didn't really seem like it was attached to a wall.
okay.
Yeah. 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 It was a little blurry. Like
What were you seeing on that projection?
it was like a projection of Earth. And then these like flashes of my life, like as we were discussing.
Oh, of your life on Earth?
Yeah, it was like it was almost like it had the ability to show different moments in time, because I was getting these flashes of like me as a like seeing the me now as a young girl, but from that perspective.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like almost like what you kind of like what you hear about with souls and spirit when they're doing life review or when they're deciding to come incarnate, but this wasn't like
Yeah.
spirit world.
Yeah. Yeah. But it had that commonality. So I had a regression once done on me years ago, 1983, I think. In which the leader of it was a small group of us in a workshop, and we had gone through probably about 6 different past lives.
Oh, wow.
And of course, everyone went to their own past life, and then we would share afterwards about what we had found. And she had us write down on paper all kinds of things about the past life. And then she, at the end of the workshop, she said, well, if any of you want to go back to that planning stage when you were still a spirit, a soul, deciding what this lifetime would be like, who you would be in this lifetime and so forth, we can do a regression to that. Well, most of the people didn't care about that. I can't imagine that they wouldn't want to know that. But I said, yes, of course, I'll do it. Thank you. God, I didn't even know there was that possibility.
Yeah.
So she did. And so, I mean, I was one of the maybe 2 or 3 that had that kind of regression. Well, she said the rest of you we were on blankets on the floor. You did, just the rest of you just have a nice nap.
What was it like for you?
Oh, it was really fascinating. So I get to see, it was as if I was way up in the air. Like it was as if I was near the door of a small airplane and was going to take the dive at any point of my choice to a lifetime on Earth. That vision,
Cool.
what it seemed like. And that I wasn't a body, but I was very conscious. And I could see the Earth over there, and I could see the United States, and my focus went toward the East Coast. And I remember thinking, oh, it would be very appropriate if I would grow up there. And I had awareness of the rest of the world, but no, this is where I need to be brought up. And there were certain reasons for that. And then in terms of the family, there were certain features about that family, the father and the mother. And I remember one of the things that came up is that that particular father and mother were Ivy League college educated people, and that they valued that very much. They're very loyal to their colleges they graduated from long ago, and that they would make sure that I would get a good educational foundation so that I could do the work that I'm going to do.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It was, but it needed to be a traditional education so that I could go on from them and have a good backing, a good credentials, so that when I would get into my work, I didn't know what that was, but when I get into my work, people would trust me more.
Yeah.
I'd be a person of substance in that way.
Yeah.
So that, and growing up in that area, which was Long Island, New York, 20 miles out from New York City, somehow about that sophisticated area of the world with very successful people functioning in the world.
Yeah.
That was important. And then the qualities of my mother and my father, in addition to education, that, oh yeah, that would be very helpful. Oh yeah, that being with that mother, that would help me be more compassionate. And with my father, oh yeah, I'd have that love of learning and curiosity, discipline enough to follow it. Yeah, and then my brother, okay, oh, he would be so different from me. He would be a wonderful example of who I don't want to be. It would help me to define myself more. And that's exactly the way it played out.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I just laugh when I think about that. But I mean, and we never were close because we weren't at odds with each other. There wasn't anything negative going on, but we're just really very different types of people, the very different focus on life. We're both all right, but very different. And that was very deliberate that I'd have that brother.
That makes sense.
Brother, yeah. And anyway, there were a lot of things about that. Oh, and my parents would expose me to a lot. They loved to travel, and they would expose me to a lot so that my natural curiosity would be something that I could really pursue in my life as an adult. And that would be important for the whole perspective I'd have to get. So and that's still very true even today. I'm extremely interested in the whole world. Anyway, and I've been to most of the countries. So anyway, then she said, I don't know if I said this in your interview with me. I don't think I did. Somewhere along the line in the last few years, I've said this in one of the interviews. But anyway, then she said, now just be aware of the main purpose while you're going into that lifetime. And immediately, without a moment hesitation, I said, oh, I'm going to show people how it really is. What I meant by that at that time, 1983, before I was into past life therapy or regression, and didn't even know I would be into that. But I was a licensed therapist. I was helping people in any way that I could, with total sincerity. So, but the main reason was to help people to know how it really is. And what I meant by that at that time was that we're all ongoing, continuing spirits. That's what we basically are.
Yeah, to help
these lifetimes, and each one counts, and we learn a lot, and we do a lot, and so forth. And then we go back into that spirit realm, and that this realm where I was, it just full of souls, full. absolutely. And then I had a sense that behind me, where I couldn't see them, and behind this great, huge swarm, I mean, millions of, swarms of souls, there were other souls that
Oh, wow.
conscious and aware and a bit different. And that's before I ever even knew there was such a thing as an extraterrestrial. But I had a sense there was a whole realm of them too.
Cool.
And I
Wow.
used to help people know about all of that,
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Well,
which
we have
I
similar
haven't.
missions.
Yeah, yeah. So 1983. So it wasn't until the early 1990s that I really started. Well, I did a lot about the spirit work, I think, in all the past life regressions I did, starting in 1984 up till 1991. And then in 1991, people started coming for
Right.
terrestrial encounters. So I was bringing through everything that I knew. And oh, that loud voice in my head
Uh-huh.
came up a whole lot in the 1990s when I would see a book or hear of an article or something about extraterrestrials, and I'd go to read it. Oh, I want to buy that book. No, keep it pure. And then another day I'd think, oh, here's this article here. This was before I was involved with the internet. This
Uh-huh.
1990s. And I'd see an article and think, God, that would be interesting to read. No, I'd hear the voice. It always seemed to come from this side. No,
Cool.
read it, keep it pure. And I realized after a few times of this that I was being advised to, what keep it pure means, learn about this only through the people you work with who really are having experiences.
Yeah. To not influence your own
Yeah.
mindset around it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or try to add anything in my understanding to what they're saying. Just let it totally come from
That's
the people.
cool.
That's what I was sharing in the lectures I was doing quite a bit of already in the 1990s.
Wow, that's so cool. That's
Yeah.
so cool. Well, it's like it's almost opposite for me because early in my awakening, I went through about 2 years where all of a sudden I was just finding myself like finding all of these books and information. Like it, I didn't even try. Like they just showed up at the right time. Like there was a time in a bookstore where
Right.
literally books jumped off the shelf at me.
Yeah, I had that happen once
And
too.
they were two books that were just like the perfect complement to what I was learning that kind of helped round out whatever it was at the time. So like there were just like all these moments of where it felt like I was really being handed, like, you need to learn this now. You need to learn this now.
Yes, yes. What happened to me back in the, must have been earlier, mid 1970s, I went to pick up one of my kids at her school, a parent teacher night, I think. And there was a big library part we had to go through to get to the classrooms. And I remember going over to the bookcase and, oh, I wonder what kind of books they have here. And there was one book that was pretty much at eye level, maybe a little bit higher, but I wouldn't say it moved out and fell out like some people like you have described, but it was as if my vision couldn't go to the books to the left and the right of it. That it had to go to the spine of that particular book. And I tried to look at Ray, to see if my daughter was there or something. And then I kept being drawn back, and all I could see on the bookshelf with all these books stacked up was that one. And it turned out to be There Is a River, about the life of Edgar Casey.
Ah,
And that was just perfect for that time of my life, just opening up to the fact that a person can channel and can
Mhm.
bring through extraordinary information.
I think it is so,
Another realm that this comes from. I mean, there were so many aspects of that were just fascinating to me.
I think it is so beautiful how we get guided in that way. And
Yeah.
and how it feels like it's not just, like a spirit guide team, like it is our extraterrestrial star family and friends who I think in some cases are intervening in those moments, to help us draw our attention in the right way.
Yes, yes.
It's
Well,
so cool.
you did a wonderful job channeling in this session.
Wow. I mean, I think I told you before, it's not something I'm like very comfortable with, so I don't really I don't do it. Like someone else asked me at one point, channel something, from them. And I'm like, well, I don't do that. That's not something that I just get into a state and do. So yeah, like
Yeah.
I could sense a little bit of my human self kind of trying to stop it a little at times, but you got me in such a deep state that I don't even remember much of the last part of that. I do remember quite a bit of the first part, where I was experiencing it as a kid. Remember that pretty well, but the latter part is a little blurry now. So I'll be interested to play it back and hear it.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, and when that happens, eh, once in a while, it happens with somebody I'm working with in a regression. Usually doesn't. And I always feel, oh gosh, I wish I knew this was going to happen. I would have been prepared because I consider it such a fantastic opportunity,
Yeah.
such
Yeah.
a gift,
Yeah.
able to talk with another being through one of our fellow humans. I mean, I just love that. And since I don't do that myself, except for hearing that voice once in a while in my
Yeah.
head, but my experience with it is always very quick, very to the point. Like,
Yeah.
no, don't do that,
Yeah.
or you will be doing this, or
Yeah.
no, keep it pure.
Yeah, that's been pretty much how mine has been too, up until my first regression, when then I was pretty shocked, that they came through so much. And I wasn't expecting it to happen this time. I figured maybe they just got what they wanted to get across, that first time, and that's it. And so
Also, you were in the state of being,
yeah,
the brainwave state, the state of consciousness
yeah,
in the regression already.
yeah,
So that was a good opportunity. I
yeah.
mean, they were probably aware of your having
Oh
the
yeah.
regression and being in that open state.
Yeah, they were waiting.
Oh, hey, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
So glad they did.
Yeah, well, we'll have to do another one at some point and
Yes, I'd love to.
keep exploring, and then maybe we'll get a chance to do a little more of that. So, and I think the more I get into a really deep regressed state like that, probably the more natural it'll be, and the less I'll like hold back, because I could sense that a little bit, I think, during that the human part of me is like, this is weird. Why is this happening?
Yeah, or am I really doing this?
Yeah.
But I didn't come here to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But anyway, you did beautifully.
Thank you.
I really, I really felt, I keep wanting to say them. I kept feeling, it seemed like it was one being, but I keep finding myself now thinking of them, because it may have been one mind sending you that information, but I definitely had a feeling of a group, a collective with that one.
Mm,
So he wasn't just speaking for himself, he was speaking for that collective. It just seemed like.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it sounded like in the first regression when I played it back.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
You see, but you were really, really good at bringing that through. I just thought, wow, I thought you were very experienced in doing that because you did it so clearly and so simply and unhesitatingly.
Well, I think that's a testament to you and your ability to regress me, because yeah, that's really the only the second time that's happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, I'm very
Thank
happy
you.
and very inspired by this whole thing.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you again for having the guts to make such a huge change and come here and be a human. And with this world, of course, there were so many
Oh gosh.
wonderful things about being in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it just helps life
But
make more sense now, like having this, the first regression and now this one, it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, it does help it all make sense. Because for a long time, I think I couldn't really place my feelings. I couldn't put
yeah, well,
to them,
yes, how
Yeah.
I don't know how you would have been able to.
Yeah. With
Yeah,
that different of a background,
yeah, right. Unless you had a fellow volunteer
Yeah.
who come from there too and
Yeah.
could really help you understand it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and I remember part of this information that came through is that yes, there are others who've come too, and you will eventually be meeting up with some of them.
Yeah, I think I have already. I think that's what's been happening over the last year, especially.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. And the more that you're public with your podcasts and so forth, do you call them podcasts?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. That the more that you do that, the more people who hear you, the more who might get in touch with you who know or sense that about themselves
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. It's been really beautiful seeing that happen already. The amount of people who are saying, oh gosh, I see myself reflected in your experiences, and thank you for talking about this publicly and sharing your journey. That's really the whole goal of the podcast, is to help
Yeah.
bring people along, share what I know now, but to also not help others not feel so alone in their experiences, because there are so many people, who are in a similar situation and who are remembering and awakening, and
Yes, there
having a
are.
support system for all of those people is so important.
They've all, the ones I've met, all have felt so alone in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and missing. Sometimes they're not really identifying who and what they're missing, but they know that there is someone and something.
Yeah.
There's someone, meaning a whole group,
Yeah.
whom they somehow feel very connected with and miss them a lot. And yet, if you ask what they're like, they don't know.
Yeah.
Or in
Yeah.
some cases they do, but
Yeah.
in many cases they don't.
Yeah.
They still have that feeling very, very strongly. Yeah.
It's nice to have a better sense of what that is now. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Thank
Oh,
you.
well, I wish you well. This has been so wonderful,
Oh
Jenna.
gosh, thank you, Barbara. I'm going to have a restful evening. I felt some nerves going into this, just not knowing exactly what would come up. So I feel so much better now. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, many
And
blessings.
you too. Do you want the recording for your records at all? I can send it to you.
Oh, how would it be?
I can upload it to Google Drive and send that to you if you want.
Okay, I've never listened to anything on Google Drive, so that would give me the experience
Okay.
to learn about that.
Okay, well, and your assistant who's helping with your YouTube channel, she'd be familiar with it since we just sent her the interviews.
Oh, good. So she can put it on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first thing on there.
Oh, great. Well, and if you want, I because my previous regression did have a couple of, profound moments, in listening back to it. And part of my goal is to share openly with people, so that they don't feel alone and so that we destigmatize all of this. And so I've already put just a couple of small clips of my previous regression on my YouTube channel. And as I listen back to this, if I feel comfortable, with any additional clips going up, I'd be happy to share those with you too for your channel, because then that's advertising for you.
Oh, that's a nice thought. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's like a mystery for people, like people hear about regressions and they might have read about them, but you don't really get to hear someone else's regression that often.
That's right. That is so true. So would Aaliyah, the one who helps me with my website, would she be able to take it off Google Drive?
Yeah.
I mean, if you send it to me and I forwarded it to her, or could you send it to her also?
We could send it directly to her. Yeah, because she already has the interviews that I think, or the interview that she was going to put up on YouTube. So yeah, as I process this and see what I feel comfortable sharing publicly, then I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll tell her that she might in time receive 2 of those.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would be really lovely. I like that very much.
Yeah, well, and I think gosh, I already knew you were going to be amazing, but you do an absolutely fabulous job of just making the space feel comfortable and safe. And the way you guide was just, it was perfect, I think, from what I can remember.
And you'll hear.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Well, it just, to me, it just seems like I'm the luckiest person I know that I get to do this, because it's just such a special thing. And the person being regressed is just so trusting. You have to be open and trusting and willing to let go and let whatever will come up would come up.
It's vulnerable.
And not everybody's willing to do that.
Yeah, it's hard.
And most people do have some reservations, at least, and fears.
Yeah.
I want to do it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what'll come up.
Yeah.
They do it. So, I mean, I really respect and admire anybody who wants to go ahead and take that step, have that process. Yeah, it's very special.
I think so too. And that's one reason I wanted to do it, because I also recognize there were so many people who have had big experiences that have been really hard to process, and if they can do it, I can do it. And if I can help others, then I should do that. Like that's what got me over the hurdle initially of deciding, getting over my fear and just doing it.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Big thing that you did.
Yeah. But thank you for, just making it feel so easy and comfortable. It was easy.
Well, that's wonderful feedback. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, well, let's say goodbye for now.
Thank you, Barbara.
That's good.
Yes. Have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you. You too. Have nice, peaceful, thoughtful, sensitive one. Yeah.
Thank
you.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Bye.